Okay, so now we have finished making our character, and we're going to go ahead and enter Middle Earth. And as we do, I'm going to go ahead and move myself down there to where I'll be in a better position to where you can see the game, and pretty much be out of the way, hopefully, when we do get in the game. And you'll see what I'm talking about here in a
While out
sec.
for a nighttime stroll in the Shire, there is a certain unpleasant feeling lingering about. Something on the air is strange tonight. Perhaps it is only the unseasonable chill or the great darkness of this particular evening. But surely it is nothing noteworthy, for this is the Shire, and it is rare indeed for any evil to touch this land.
Yes, but stop calling me Shirley. I know, airplane joke. But anyway, I don't know what requirements weren't met there. I seem to get that whenever I start a new character. Anyway, we're going to have a whole bunch of these pop-ups, particularly in the starter areas. But even as we start in, into the Shire a little bit, we'd be getting a few. But they'll slow down as time goes by. This one tells us about movement. With A and D, you can move left and right, and with W, you can move forward, and S, you can move backwards, which gives us another pop-up for camera movement with the left mouse button. Well, actually, that's the right. With the left mouse button, we can move around without moving our character and move the camera wherever we want to. And with the right one, we move with the camera behind us. And I do use the right button quite a bit, and that's kind of, I guess, where I went to it right off the bat. So that's the first two pop-ups. And just to get some stuff out of the way, I'm going to go ahead and pull up options and kind of tell you how I go through here. I'm on medium, but it is kind of custom because I do have 1920 by 1080. I do have it windowed. I don't even know if I still have to do that now that I've bought a second monitor. But the main reason why it's kicked on custom is because I have post-processing effects checked, which isn't normally done. And basically, when I go drunk, the screen isn't going to go back and forth on me. That's basically what that does. Audio, I went to 35% 35% on the master volume, mainly so it isn't so loud in my ears, and it's kind of my way of mixing it outside of the encoder. And 35 seems to work real well to where it's good to where y'all can hear it and still be able to hear my voice. Let's see, UI settings. There's a few things where I kind of went against the normal ones, and I'm trying to look for them here. Let's see. Automatically add tasks to quest tracker. I would have thought that would have been unchecked. Okay, let's see. Show trivial quest icons in radar. Apparently, I know why. You know what I gotta do? I gotta do this first. /UI. Okay, and basically, you can save a particular layout that you like once you have everything set up the way you want it. This is basically the default layout. So I've already saved a layout, and I named it Arkenstone because I did it on the Arkenstone server. So if I type in UI layout load Arkenstone, my saved layout will show up here, and then my options will be in the correct places. So let's pull up the option screen again, and see, we're on UI settings. So anyway, trivial quests, always loot all. Okay, that usually isn't checked. I checked it, and some things are maybe a little bit different size than they would be. I don't think I've messed with too much. I know this is bigger right here, the tooltip bar down here, and I did stretch this out. And I could probably add some channels. That never does get saved on the UI, but let's see, combat options. There's a really important one that I have checked. Enable movement and assistance in combat. So you guys are going to notice that, especially if you played this game, my combat works a little bit differently than yours, that I generally end up moving towards targets once I start attacking them. It also works with ranged contact where you don't move toward them, but you will kind of pivot towards them as you're shooting at them. that to me is incredibly helpful, and it just kind of automates a lot of things and makes combat a lot smoother, at least for me. Social options, I don't think there's really anything I checked in here. Chat, that's all normal. Quick slots, a little bit different. If I kind of move this over, you can kind of see I have the 3 bars here, but I have bar 4 and 6 over here horizontally instead. Actually, no, vertically, sorry. Vertically challenged, I guess. Okay, anyway, yeah, I did that by checking always show bar 4 and 5, but not checking horizontal, and as well as not docking these bars, because if I docked it, it would still end up over here, and be vertical, or horizontal, I'm sorry. Okay, inputs. Camera aligned to slopes, and you can maybe see that a little bit as I move backwards and forwards. You can maybe see the camera moving up and down a little bit. It's more pronounced on the slopes, but you'll notice that well, I don't have to do this quite as often, go up and down. I still have to, and basically as I click things, my camera generally tends to slow down, so I have to go back up, and a lot of you guys are probably going to be mad at me because my camera's too low and you can't see the horizon. And I'll notice from time to time and kick it back up. Okay, key mapping. Oh yeah, I changed a whole bunch here because a lot of people like to use the numbers above the normal keys for their attacks, and that's usually bound to down here, and I think I still have it bound down here for the most part, because I did change that to period, well, at least period on the numeric keypad. But I prefer making my attacks through the numeric keypad while I kind of move around with W, A, S, and D. It just is more comfortable with me. I'm kind of a trained cashier from the old days when you had to actually punch in the prices. So I'm just really comfortable using numeric keypads, and I prefer to do my attacks that way, and it just works for me. So anyway, I usually like to lift my attacks up off of here, and basically these you see it says num1, num2, num3, and at num0 right here, okay, and it's all the way to num minus and num plus. So anyway, I also like to use the one above it a lot, which is control number key, control and the in the keypad, and I have number period down here, or number dot. Anyway, that's pretty much it, other than I have backspace and tab kind of reversed, and basically this is how you select enemy targets. Normally tab will cycle through them and backspace will get you the nearest one. I just reversed them for anybody who cares. And let's see, bags. Okay, so inventory. I always like to just use one bag, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to click this edit button right here, the cog, and I'm going to start moving inventory space from the other bags into bag 1. Okay, and you'll notice I have a whole bunch of stuff in there. Some of this is okay, for some reason the I button isn't working. What's going on here? Okay, there we go. I guess I had to close it with escape first. But anyway, a lot of this is mount stuff, and just in case you're you don't know it, even if you're a free-to-play player, there's certain websites you can go to and maybe watch a video ad or something like that, and they'll give you a code that'll give you mount skills immediately after getting out of the starting areas. And you don't have to wait till level 20 or go to Sanson's farm, not Sanson's farm, Henstater's farm and Bree to be able to get the mount ability. You can get it right at level 6, level 7, whatever it is that you come out of the tutorial at. Okay, so anyway, let me kind of arrange this stuff and go through it. And anyway, fireworks, who cares? I know, they're fun to pop off. Okay, I've got some tomes of continuous swiftness. I'll go ahead and put a lock on it so that I don't accidentally sell it. And I'll just kind of drag it down here. And we'll use our first one so that we'll end up running a little bit faster. Was it 5% faster out of combat run speed? Okay, that's for an hour, I believe. It has an hour cooldown. Now we get 3 keys for opening loot boxes. We won't be able to get loot boxes until level 20, so it'll be a while before we use that. And we have some cosmetics here. Let's go ahead and get our cosmetics suited up. Now first, before you can use it, you have to actually equip it on your normal equipment, and then you can unequip it. And then if you go to cosmetic outfits, and let's see, outfit 1 is the one I always use because I only really have one outfit going at a time. I'm not big on wardrobe, but if I select that, that'll be what people see me as. So if I put this breastplate on, okay, this will be what I'm actually wearing. Hold on. Okay. Oh yeah, I have to drag it over. I'm sorry. But anyway, this is what I'm actually wearing, and this is what people see me wearing. Now, I'm not going to actually use that. I have no use for a dress. I'm not a woman. So we'll toss that, but let's see. Let's go ahead and equip this and then unequip it, and then we'll equip the cloak. See from the back there. And then I'll unequip it. Where's the cloak? There it is. Okay, and that way I don't have a cloak, so I can use them cosmetically, and I actually like the look of that better. And let's see, I'm going to unclick the show helmet. I always want to show my face, and I never want to show my boots either, because that would be lore breaking. Hobbits are always supposed to be barefoot, right? So anyway, I'll just go ahead and save all these and put them in my wardrobe. So I'll drag them down here for now. Okay, and when we see that NPC will have a lot to give to him. Anyway, riding characteristic. We won't be able to do that until we get our novice characteristic at the end of the tutorial. And we have 2 steeds, which we'll be able to get right off the bat. I'll drag them down there. Tome of Extraordinary Experience. As much as I'm going to be using a tortoise stone, nope, don't need it. And I don't like using potions. I don't know why not. Journeyman Riding Trait Package. Some more stuff with riding. We get Apprentice Riding and Journeyman Riding. Okay, before we can even get the riding characteristic. And we also get the Smell the Roses skill, which will basically slow us down to the lowest speed of the horses, because we're going to be going slightly faster than other people just getting their mount skill. So anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and toss that out. We can get to it again if we go to skills and then mount. Well, not there it is right there. Smell the roses under active skills. But let's go ahead and close that and go back to our outfit. Let's see, another riding characteristic. We only need one, and that's over there, so we'll trash that one. Armor of the Isengard Dispeller. You know what? This is some good stuff, too. I'm going to go ahead and save it all, and we'll just put it in our wardrobe, and we'll probably change into that once we get into the main game, just as a change of costume. Crystal Remembrance. Okay, that's for legendary items and weapons and stuff. We're going to save that for much later in the game. This will be useful in Bree, a Slayer and Skill Deed Accelerator. Plus 5% attack damage for 90 minutes. Why not use it? And more potions that I don't use. Okay. So, that was a whole bunch. And I apologize for taking so long. I believe we've got a couple more pop-ups to go through before we even talk to Bounder here. This one tells us about quests and quest rings. Okay, the Flaming Ring is the mainline quests. If you see a blue ring with a blue feather through it, there's somebody who has some information for you about a quest. So if you talk to them, they can give you some useful information, and the normal quests have a non-flaming ring over them. So that's basically what that says. And by the way, the main quest line is also called the epic quest line. I caught that word epic as I was clicking out there. And before we loot this satchel over here to the left, it tells us how to do it. Basically, we right-click on it to loot it, and then right-click the items to loot them. We actually don't have to do this second step because we have auto loot on. All we have to do is right-click on it, and it appears in our inventory. And anyway, so let's talk to Bounder.
Ho there! What's your business on the road?
I'm a Bounder. Answer me at once. The Hobbit is startled, but the alarm on his face melts into relief when he sees your face. Oh, thank goodness, a Hobbit. I'm awfully sorry. I just had a bit of a scare. Something doesn't feel right tonight. You startled me, that's all. There's an odd chill in the air tonight. Very strange. Do you feel it? We'll both feel safer if you come along with me. Do you know how to fight, Boudreaux? You just need a weapon of some sort. Here's the satchel I dropped when you startled me.
Inside is a spare weapon. You should loot it for yourself, then equip it to use it.
Okay. So this tells us about inventory and items. We can either click this right here to open the inventory, or we can hit I like I've been doing. And we can double click a piece of armor or right click on it to equip it. And drag, or we can drag it to the appropriate place by pressing C and then dragging it over. And if we already have an item equipped, basically the item you had equipped will show up where you're clicking from, and the new item will go in there. So this is an example. The icons look exactly the same, but those are two different shields. The one that is currently equipped, as it says equipped above it, is the split kite shield with 27 armor and +9 critical defense. The wood kite shield is 54 armor and 15 critical defense. If we right click, you'll notice they swap spots, and it'll show that the wood kite shield is now equipped. Anyway, if we look at the weapon, the weapon in the satchel that we got from the satchel is 3 to 5 damage, while the weapon we're equipped with, a weak mace, has 5 to 9 combat damage. So it's not actually any better than the one we currently have equipped, so we're going to just leave it alone and sell it when we get a chance. So anyway, basically you have some stats over here to the right, and a whole bunch of buttons on the left which will tell you a whole bunch of things about your character. And let's see, kind of jewelry to the left, weapons and shields, as well as class items to the bottom. Bows and arrows too, ranged items. And then basically your armor on the right. So one more thing I wanted to go over before we do get into combat, which is going to be with Bounder Boffin here shortly. Sting, fast melee skill, 3.5 meter range. Now how far is 3.5 meters? Well, if we back away from Bounder Boffin, you see that little red target on the right hand side of it. If you're too far away from him, that will be there. And as I inch forward, it goes away, so that's about 3.5 meters. And we're also going to have some AoE skills, which are going to be about 5.2 meters, which is about like that. We don't have any of those yet, but anyway, this is a quick stinging blow, 26 to 41 common main hand damage. Cost is 1 power, cooldown is 3 seconds. Guardian's Ward, basically the same things as far as the type of skill and the range. It strengthens defenses briefly and also gives 25 to 39 common main hand damage. Plus 16 block and parry rating, plus 2.5% partial block and partial parry chance, and minus 5% armor wear from hits. Duration is 10 seconds and the cost is 1 power. Cooldown is 3 seconds. Cooldown is 3 seconds on Guardian's Ward as well. Shield Swipe, again, same thing. It attacks with both weapon and shield. It requires a block response. 2 attacks, 26 to 41 and 23 to 36 common damage. 1 power, and the cooldown is a little higher at 5 seconds. And retaliation requires a parry response. 34 to 53 common main hand damage. Cost is 1 power. Cooldown 5 seconds. So basically, you have to have a block or a parry happen to use shield swipe or retaliation. So anyway, you're mainly going to be using these two. And if you see these pop up, you have the ability to use them because they are more powerful than the first two. So let's go ahead and fight boss.
Be sure to equip your weapon before we have at it. We ought to test your skill in battle.
Okay, so anyway, basically this goes over stuff I've already gone over. So if I click out of it,
coming at me.
It's going to tell us about combat, and basically the auto attack here is already happening. Okay, it's a weak attack, but you don't want to rely on that. You want to go ahead and use your skills, as I'm doing now. Okay, and I've proven I can fight. And now we see some hobbits going down the road.
Did you hear something? There, down the road. Who could that be?
Well, Pippin says, I'm hungry. We've been walking for at least an hour. You ate my loaf of bread and yours already, Mr. Pippin, says Samwise. Now, Sam, don't be stingy. I know you have another. Let's have it here. Poor Sam, you'll never Underhill. And here are some fellow travelers, Samwise Gamgee and Pergantook. Well, I've never seen so many hobbits out of bed, and on such a strange night, too. Strange, but it's a lovely night for a stroll. Hush, Pippin, what do you mean strange? Have you seen anything odd along the road? Says Frodo. I think we should get off the road at once. You don't need to tell me twice, says Pippin. Mr. Frodo, what are you waiting for? Okay, so now we've got a big old headache, which basically means we can't move anywhere except side to side, as you notice. And here comes a black rider. Where is Baggins? Speak! There are no Bagginses in these parts, sir. Little fools. Will be dealt with later.
Did you see that?
I did. Oh, where'd the hobbits go? Oh, they're gone. Who cares? They're not doing anything important anyway, right? Okay. Eek, spiders! Oh, you ninny. I guess you want me to kill him, huh?
Will you clear the path?
Sure. You got 20 bucks? Well, I'll kill him anyway. So anyway, let's go. And I think you got to see a little bit the how the combat movement works that I had selected in the options. Anyway, this tells us about experience and leveling up. Basically, at the bottom here, where the arrow is pointing, you see this yellow or gold line stretching apart, going through. And this is our experience. And when that yellow line hits the very right-hand side, we're going to end up as level 2. Right now, we have 16 of 100 experience points to get from level 1 to level 2. And this blue portion is basically some extra experience that we've been allotted. We're getting double experience for this portion of the bar. So that's basically what that says. And I'll give you a better idea right here. I select a counter from the side, and if I hit 1, boom, end up facing the target. And that'll basically only work on skills that work on the target. AoE skills, it doesn't work so well on. And since we're going to be an AoE kind of guy as a yellow line, we're going to have to make sure that we use normal skills instead of AoE skills to kind of line up on the target. But anyway, let's talk to the bounder. We've cleared his spiders.
Well done. Let's press on now.
You're a bolder hobbit than I. Well done, Boudreaux. Let's press on. Okay.
blast! I just need to find the key.
Calm down. It's just a key. Take your time. Oh, this guy's a little exciting. A little excited. Yes, I'll protect you from spiders. Again. I know you told me you hate spiders. I almost got a chance to use that skill, but it kind of clicked. There you go. I did it there. Yeah, it kind of went away just as I tried to use it. I got to use it twice in a row. At last.
I think we're almost safe.
We're close now, Boudreaux. Odo's farm will get us safe to the road, and from there we can get to the nearest town. Hopefully without encountering any spiders. Or worse. It could be worse than spiders. Okay, drama. Many stories in Middle-earth will unfold before your eyes. Pay attention to these events to gain insights to your quest. Sometimes you'll be momentarily halted, like we were with that headache earlier, in order to watch important scenes. And I think we're going to get a headache again. So anyway, these two hobbits, Celandine Brandybuck and Mundo Sackville Baggins, are being chased by brigands. And they want to cut through the farm to our side of the farm. However, we tell them about the horseman on the road. Oh, you can't go that way. There's a terrible horseman over there. We just escaped ourselves. We're going this way. Your way. And, well, here comes the brigands. You'll not be getting away from us this time, Mr. Baggins. So it looks like they're after Mundo.
Oh!
And they're going to be taking all of us to Archit, they said. But let's see. Yeah, let me get away. Let me get away. I don't want you to get me. So, oh, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, well, I can't go that way. It's locked out. Oh, man. Okay, well, let me kill you. Oh, well, okay. Now I'm in a prison surrounded by brigands. I don't have permission to use the door. Okay, can I get permission to open my cell? Oh, what happened here?
Hobbits seem to turn up in the most unlikely places, Bounder Boffin.
Well, where's Bounder Boffin? There he is. Okay. Who's this? Strider! Okay, now he tells him, well, there's two more. Celandine and Mundo. Okay, anyway.
We are not safe just yet.
Strider wants us to follow, so let's follow. Kind of rough looking. Don't know if I can trust him, but hey, he freed me from prison. Okay, doors and portals. Basically, these yellow things will lead you from one game area to another. And also, if you have a door that can be opened, it'll kind of change when you mouse over the door to kind of show you that you can open the door. So we'll go through. And boom, Strider is in a fight with a fence. Oh, okay. Or he's trying to open the gate. And this guy, Amdir, out there is fighting with the Black Rider that we saw. Well, I don't know, maybe a different one. I'm not really sure. Oh. Oh, no, Amdir. This is not the end, Donadane.
Come, hobbits.
And we had that headache again where we couldn't move. Okay, and here's Celandine and Mundo.
Oh, dear.
Poor dear. And I guess that's a fellow ranger of Strider's, by the way. In case you didn't catch on to that. But if we talk
This was
to
a dire turn of events.
Strider. Stay close to me this night, Boudreaux. We must get Amdir to safety. It's to Archit that we must flee. Bounder Boffin, you should go back to the Shire. Its bounds must be kept safe. Celandine, Mundo, come with me. I worry for Mundo's safety. when all the wicked folk west of the Greenway are searching for Baggins. Alas, that my true charge must wait. Okay, so let's go ahead and click finish. Get my mouse going here.
Wounded by a black rider, the ranger Umdir escaped with his charges into the wild, making his way back to the village of Archet.
There, Captain Brackenbrook, a retired sellsword, has allowed Strider and his companions to stay and take respite from their cares.
Okay, so anyway, now we find ourselves in Archet, which is going to be the start of our next video. So since we made it through the Hobbit tutorial, that was basically what I wanted to do in this video. I'll see you on the next video. Thank you very much. Bye. Appreciate you.